Hi, boys and girls. So, for this particular activity, we're going to be comparing. Okay, so we got to see which ones are alike. That's what we're going to focus on. So, I'd like us to focus on this particular one right here. Okay, so let's start off with counting the corners of the different shapes and then see if we can find similarities. Yeah? By kind of just looking at them. Now, let me make it a little bit smaller so we can see it better. Okay. So I'm using Zoom to try and help us with the quality. So let me know if it made a difference. Okay, so let's count the corners. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so we have 4 corners here. Okay, let's count these corners. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, we have 4 corners here. Let's count these corners. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 corners here too. So what are we gonna do? They all have 4 corners. But we're looking for the ones that are the most alike to each other, the more similar. So let's see. Let's look at the shapes. Let's look at the names of the shapes. So this is a square. Okay. This is a rectangle. And this is a diamond. But if we flip it, it could also be what other shape, boys and girls? A square. No, a square or a diamond. So now knowing that, which ones are the ones that are more similar? Awesome. So we're going to go ahead and write that in. Yeah, our squares. So our square and our square. Okay, very good. Let's look at the next shape. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this one has 6 corners. What about this one? 1, 2, 3, 4. This one has 4. What about this rectangle? 1, 2, 3, 4. This one has 4. Okay, so which ones are the most similar? Look at it. Which ones are the most similar? Awesome, the one with the 4 corners. So the 2 shapes with the 4 corners, so our square and our rectangle. Yeah, boys and girls, if I cut the rectangle in half, look what happens. How many squares do I have? 1, 2. Awesome. So you're going to do the same for the rest of our shapes here. Okay, so let me move on to the next one. Okay, this one in particular, it wants you to tell us if you see a face. Which one has faces? Okay, so let me read it to you. It says, have children focus their attention on whether the shapes are flat or solid, and what kind of solid. Guide children to describe both what is alike and what is different. Okay, so solids or flats. But I want to introduce the phrase faces, because for the next page, you're going to have to deal with faces right over here. Okay, so let me show you what I mean by faces. These are some good shapes to do that with. Okay, so I'm going to draw on it. And let me pick a different color, pink. Okay, so right here, this is a face. Okay, this is a face. So the face is like this square. Yeah, this flat part of the square, our cube. Yeah, so our cube has 1, 2, 3, and if you can imagine the one in the back would be 4, the one on the bottom 5, and the one on this side would be 6. So our cube has a total of 6 faces. Yeah, so that's what a face is. Okay, you're going to need that for the following page, but it's a good thing to kind of get started with it now and looking at the different amount of faces, because you're going to have opportunities to look at more faces here than in the following page. Okay, so now let's focus on what it was asking. So which ones are solids and which ones are flat? So this cube is what? A solid or a flat? Awesome, it's a solid shape, so we're going to circle it. What about this cylinder? Solid or flat? Awesome, solid, so we're going to circle it. And we have the cube over here. This is a small cube and a bigger cube, but it is a solid as well. Okay, now I want to show you the flat side of the cube that makes it a flat shape right here, this square by itself. This would be a flat shape. It's just a square. But when you give it 6 faces, right, like that, you give it another face, and then we give it another face back here, and another face, then it becomes a cube, yeah, which makes it a solid shape. So right now this is a flat shape, a flat square. So even the name changes. This is a square, and then when it becomes a solid, it's a cube. Yeah, so for this particular exercise, it wants you to identify what is solids and what are flat shapes. Okay, so let me show you what is next. Okay, so for this one, it wants you to identify which shapes have 4 sides. So let me show you what that means. These are sides. Okay, it's not corners like how we had it before. It's the sides. So this is a side. See, that's one side from one corner to another. This is another side. This is another side. And another side. So it has a total of 4 sides. Yeah? Now let's look at this circle. Is there any corners? Is there any sides to it? Nope, it's a circle. There's none. So there's no sides to it. Okay? And for this one, it wants you to identify the faces, the ones that I was telling you guys about earlier, the different faces. So let's look at this. Which one of these has faces? We just went over it in the page before. Which one would it be? Awesome, the cube. Yeah, our cube has faces. Remember how many faces we said? Let's count them again. 1, 2, 3, the one in the back, 4, the one underneath, 5, and the one on this side, 6. So this one has 6 faces. Can you see any other shapes that have faces? Okay, awesome. So go ahead and look for it. Have fun with it.